How y'all doing today? Welcome to another epic adventure at Weaver's Stonehouse Farm. And today we're fixing chicken water heater. This one actually in particular, since I just purchased another one because we needed one quick. This is going to end up being a cat bowl water heater. We can just stick the bowl on top of there and it'll go ahead and keep the cat water warm, right? So one of the things, these fail, and they're like 50 bucks now. This is this is from Farm Innovators, and they're not cheap, but there's not a whole lot to them. There's an element here, and the electrical element was absolutely fine, as most of you probably suspected. This little sensor right here was shot. Now this goes down here on these little screws, and I found the part number and I found a replacement for it, okay? So if you want to go ahead and hit me up, I can help you find that, or possibly I might actually start selling these. And this component is another sensor, and it goes right there, mounts on there. Now, I chose one that's 10 degrees hotter than what the factory one was, because we get cold around here, and I don't want my water to freeze up. So pretty simple. All we're going to do today is put this in its place. So the screws are there. You can also substitute this and do this with sheet metal screws if you wanted to. So here's what we're going to do with this. The one I tore apart before, the one was a male-female connection. The other ones, they were both female spade connectors. This has extra wires on it. That's fine. We don't need all the wire, but I'm not going to bother with taking all of it off either. These were pre-stripped. Maybe these are just pop those off. What I do, when I do stranded wire, I always roll them. That's just me. Makes it easier to get into the ferrule. These are a little bit longer than what they need to be, so we'll trim them and nick. Okay, put them on, crimp them in place. That one's in. Trim this one about the same. Put the next spade connector on. Crimp it. So the heating element, so I'm just going to take one leg of this over the heating element, and the other leg of this, I'm going to break it through the power. That's just me. I like to break through the power first for anything, for switches. So black is your power coming in. That's your 120 volts. So then what I'm doing here is I'm going into my male-female spade connector first, into the sensor, which is a skin temperature sensor, and then it's going into the element to heat, and then your neutral's coming back out here. Okay, so pretty simple with that. And clearly I don't have it connected, right? So let's be safe about this a little bit. And then the original ones, they had heat shrink. You can put heat shrink on if you want. We got black tape. As most of you probably used to doing stuff on the farm or at home, black tape works great. You know, a couple rolls of it around, you're good. So the stuff's wide enough, it covers pretty quick and easy. If I ever have to tear it apart again in the future, well, black tape's easy to take apart too. So good enough, that's covered up. I'll hit this one up here. Popping loose, so I'm going to put a little bit extra silver tape on there. Put a piece on there to begin with, but now I'm just using silver tape. It's foil aluminum tape. Some of you may be used to using it, some of you may not. But doing years of HVAC work, it's your go-to. And that stuff sticks to anything. So then these screws, imagine that, bolts right up, fits right in. And then these little Phillips screws on the outside. And I am not going to make these overly tight. Snug, because it's got to get skin temp, but not crazy tight. Get that nut on the inside. Now, if you needed to, if you lost your screws, those little screws there, you could just sheet metal screw it straight from the inside out, and that'd do you just fine too. All right, so that's it. Literally putting the sensor in. Let's go ahead and plug it in, right? Let's make. All right, so it's warm, and the sensor was warm because it was sitting inside, and this was sitting inside. So we took it outside. I put snow on the outside, a little bit of snow on the inside. This is a sealed sensor, so, and the element's hot, so we're warm here, so that's good, so it's working, and then that'll go ahead and shut it off like it's supposed to, right? So perfect. Now we'll go ahead and shut her up. So all we're going to do for this, take this piece here, put it on the bottom, and just sheet metal screw it in place. So I'm just using self-tappers, that's what I got. Doing HVAC work in the field for years, I have self-tapping metal screws quite a bit. So they're used for just about everything. Got close to being lined up. You say, well, it won't sit flat when you stick it in what? Yeah, you're right, but it's a chicken heater. So it's usually sitting in some kind of chicken poop in the coop, right? So not sitting flat or just a hair up out of it won't hurt a thing. Put one more screw there just because I want to. There it is. So for less than $50, you can go ahead and rebuild these. Now, so obviously that moves the risk and liability onto you for it, but you know what? It's a chicken heater. It's okay. If you're interested in the element, hit us up in the comments at Weaver Stonehouse Farms, and I can go ahead and track down the element and I can sell it to you. Have a great day and have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.